Yeah. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Rilla mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode.
Stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke.
Yeah, hey, well, we can hold the peace or we can wage war, but I'm gonna get what I came for. Rilla gang, that's a crew name. We all graduated to the two-door. Sega Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest in. I'm tired of niggas, they frontin' they blessings. They want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one life, but you act like you got two. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with king, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Rilla mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode.
I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode.
Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown.
You are the king and apology.
You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul. Ebony ivory, nobody knows. Business vasectomy, nothing can grow. Everyone promises more than they actually do. We don't deliver on anything other than truth. What willing to do. I will keep what you have your one with the goons.
Swole normal.
Hey,
You gotta cut that shit off. What a fat beat, though. A fat beat.
Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Come on, beaches. Let's get this party started. Testing. Test, testing, 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 testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 1464 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast. In our own, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. We are going 7 pillars again today. Why the fuck not again? Like I said, you know, whenever the 7 pillars gets up on the board, it's really hard to pull it down. And I just get into this whole V for Vendetta slasher style 7 on these cards. So we're going deep on the 7 pillars again. It just felt right. Why not? Third time's the charm. Maybe 7 days in a row. Every day a pillar. But of course, tomorrow we're going to mix it up again. Maybe, or maybe we'll do another round. It's always a good time. It's always a good time, guaranteed. How are we doing? I hear a lot. I see a lot of you talking about snow in the comments. That's fucking weird. I was getting sun on my tits earlier. If you caught the Instagram live, I went live for a little bit on the porch and it was hot as balls. So then we brought it inside, did a little Q&A. So make sure you subscribe and follow me over there on Instagram. That was a good time. That was a good time for the little live cast earlier. And I did think I was going to be live a little bit earlier today. I expect to be live a little bit earlier moving forward. So those of you that are in Europe or you're in other time zones and you can't catch the late lives, don't worry. We're not always late. It's just different times, but we'll probably be getting earlier in the near future. So stay tuned. And yeah, today's video, I saw that. Oh, that's awesome. The test mugs, they're awesome. They are fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the nuts on chin today. Just drop in the comments what you smashed today, what you trained, and we're going to jump right into it because I know you're itching to get into some tip action. Where is it snowing? The fuck is going on with the snow If you live somewhere that it's snowing in May, you need to reevaluate your life. What are you doing? What are you doing living somewhere where there's snow in May? Snow in May. Snow. Yeah, in May. That's ridiculous. There's no need for that. There's no need for you to live anywhere where it's snowing in May. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You fucking savages. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It's beautiful. It was hot. It snowed in Pennsylvania. What the fuck in May? I will say though, because I'm down here in Florida, it was hot as balls, but at the same time, it wasn't humid. And it's really strange. It should be much more humid. It's kind of scary that it's not a lot hotter down here in Florida. I don't know how many of you live in the South, but it should be a lot hotter. There's some serious global warming. There's some serious shit going down. It should not be this cool and crisp in May in Florida. There's no fucking way. So it's really weird. And ever since I lived down here, it's never been like this. It's been hot as fucking balls. So really, really strange. Really strange. No snow here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, but it's chilly. It snowed in Connecticut? No way. April, where do you live in Connecticut? I got family in Connecticut. Yeah. Less human activity, less green gas effect. I mean, in 2 months, I know. It's like a lot of people are saying, oh, the whole air and everything's blue. I get it, but I mean, it doesn't change. I mean, how much does everything really change on a fundamental level? I doubt the quarantine has anything to do with it being a little bit cooler right now. But I know that there's a lot of rivers and stuff that are a lot more clear just because of lack of pollution, some air. But in terms of like global climate change in just a month or two, who knows? Who knows? We'll leave the scientists to ponder that stuff. But, you know, at least some areas got a little bit of a taste of some clear skies. But if it's snowing where you are, still, shouldn't be snowing. Shouldn't be snowing in May. Come on. Why? Why are you living somewhere where it's snowing in May? Anyway, let's see. James, 7 pillars. I smashed the virtual trainer arms this morning at the gym. Oh, your gym opened up? How many of you have gyms that are opening up? I felt strong and can tell all the Swollen 7 workouts I did worked. Good shit. That's legit. Good stuff. Glad to hear it. I live in Montana and we had snow a few days ago. Yeesh. I've always wanted to go to Montana. Ever since I saw Legends of the Fall, I always wanted to go up there. What a great movie. All right, 7 pillars looming on that sexy beach. That sexy beach. Look at that. Look at Tess Hornaday. Looking sexy like a snack. All right, let's talk about some tip today because we got some tip and we have some new apparel drops. How many of you checked out the brand new apparel drops, the NOC and the Tess Hornaday, all in one drop? What? Let's get into some tip, fam. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. There's a burp. There we go. Had to get that out there. So today's video drop is, most of you probably caught it already, Adele's extreme weight loss. Now, this is a weird video. This is a weird thing to pop off recently. Does anyone else think that it's weird? Is anyone else getting like the weird vibe of like why this was actually something that's trending? I'm still not sure why this popped up again. Aside from the fact that she posts on Instagram once every couple months, I don't know why all of a sudden today, oh my God, she lost weight. Was no one around 6 months ago when she already lost a shitload of weight? Or the months before that? This is not a new thing. She looks thin. I mean, I said it in the video. I don't have to restate it. She looks like she lost a lot of weight. She looks like she's smiling. She looks good, all intents and purposes. You know, my speculation looks like she may be a little bit on the over-exercise, maybe a little overtrained aspect or under-recovered, maybe a little emaciated looking slightly. That's just speculation. But I mean, she looks good. She lost a lot of weight. She looks better than she did. And I think what's really shocking to people is the fact that most people, the average person, looks like the way she used to. They look bloated, or she was smoking cigarettes and she was eating crap food and probably stressed out and stuff like that with tours and albums and being a celebrity and shit like that. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, what else? I mean, what else is new? We're always up in everyone's business. I'm always putting sack on people's chins, so I'm not one to talk like, everyone's got to mind their own business. I don't mind my own fucking business, do I? But I mean, in terms of the commentary on it, I know a bunch of people are making videos, and a lot of people message me about her extreme weight loss. And yeah, I think it's a move in the positive direction. And I think the fact that people are shocked that she lost weight or giving her shit, especially the fat positive or the fat acceptance community, they can all suck a big dick. I think we can all agree on that. They can suck both those nuts. They can get right on that sack. They can get right all up in it. I mean, if you're going to give someone shit for losing weight, if you're going to give someone shit for getting healthier, she used to smoke. She used to be really big, really big. She wasn't a thin person. And when you start exercising, shocker, you put a lot of effort in, you're going to change. You're going to change. If she's changing what she's eating, she's changing how she exercises. She's not smoking anymore. Her focus is on training and nutrition and being healthier for her son or whatever it was. And that's what happens. When you put a lot of effort into something, you get a lot of results. That's what happens. It's just shocking because a lot of people don't do that. Most people don't. Most people are allergic to hard work. Most people are allergic to that kind of effort. So it's seen as, oh my God. And then people in the fitness industry are like, well, that's what happens when you fucking train hard and you eat right and you just put your head down and do your shit. That's what happens. Transformations are not magic. How many of you have lost 100 pounds in the comments? How many of you have lost 50 pounds? How many of you have lost weight? Was it magic? Was it magic that you lost weight? Was it something shocking that you did? Was it? Or was it the basics? Was it the 7 pillars? Was it you doing your nutrition? Was it not wasting your time with dumb shit? Was it training hard? Was it meditating and practicing yoga and doing it consistently and not slacking? Was it just being focused over and over again, day in and day out for weeks and months and years? I would think it's the latter. You don't just lose fucking weight. That's why we always say, oh, I wish there was a magic pill. Wouldn't that be nice? You took a pill. I don't think that would be nice, to be honest. If you just took a pill and lost weight, you wouldn't appreciate it. You wouldn't appreciate it. It wouldn't be something that you would aspire to have. It wouldn't be something you're proud to have. It wouldn't be something you're proud to have. You can buy a Ferrari. You just make enough money. You could buy a Ferrari. Anyone can buy a Ferrari. Anyone can buy a Ferrari. You can't buy a physique. You can't buy health. You can't buy those results. You have to put in the work. I don't care if she has $1 billion fucking dollars. It doesn't matter. She still has to do the work. You can't pay for those results. Unless you're doing surgeries and all that stuff. Okay, but in terms of doing it the right way, you can't pay for it. You might be able to purchase different food or have a trainer. Fine, you don't need a trainer to lose weight. You don't need perfect food to lose weight. You don't even need grass-fed beef or more expensive food to lose weight. You don't need it. You need a caloric deficit. But of course, you can make better choices. So anyone that's going to make those arguments and excuses, well, she has a lot of money. Well, she's a celebrity, blah, 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 blah. Keep making your fucking excuses and not doing work. If you're going to give her shit for it, and go fuck yourself. You're the problem. You're the problem. There's no fancy schmancy, one size fits all magic pill wand bullshit. This ain't fucking Harry Potter. You have to put in the fucking work, right? Oscar's 70 pounds and have kept it off for over a year now. Daily habits, that's all done. Greg, 80 pounds over 3 years of watching the Papa. Lifestyle changes. Good for you. Good for you. Looks like me too. Good for you, bro. Ashley Curry was nutrition for years. Cut out processed food. Still have 50 more to lose. April still working, but starting weight 328. Current weight 185. That's fucking epic. It was hard as fuck and still is. Greg Bender, 80 pounds now and was living a healthy life. No one can say it is not a better life. 250 days in now. Good for you. Good for you. Aaron, I've lost 115 pounds so far. It's taken 2.5 years, a lot of hard work, and most of all, consistency in building a new healthy lifestyle habits. So let's get into some of this action. Let's get into some of this tip action because we do have a bunch of comments from this video. So these are from today's YouTube video on Adele. If you haven't checked it out on the Swolenormous channel, go check out today's NOC. Passionate Psycho says, she looks good and healthy. Kudos to her for doing something about her weight. I concur. Emily, I think she's promoting health and wellness with her body. If she feels sexy or losing weight and tightening up, just leave her alone. She's gorgeous. She's amazing for taking the steps to be healthy for her children. She inspires me. I don't have any support at home, so I had to look elsewhere for ideas. I had to look here to all of you. Thank you for your honesty, Papa Swole, and you're welcome, Emily. Thanks for the comment. And I'm glad that you're getting some support and getting some feedback and some positive community from Papa and the Fam. Again, I still feel like that's a band name. We got to create that, Papa and the Fam. It's like a jazz or like a ska band or something. Well, like maybe some kind of a funk. I feel like maybe a polka band. Dun 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 dun. I don't know. We'll think about the genre. Papa and the Fam. Yeah, it's gonna happen. There's something there. Adam Wanstall. A woman has the right to do what she wants with her body. Wait, no, not that. No. I mean, according to some people, women have the right to do what they want with their body. Depends on who you ask, right? From Do You Even Lift, Brad? I don't know. It's a good question. People need to look to her as motivation, not as a failure. She knows how to work hard to lose 98 pounds, so she's a failure. And actually, I agree, but actually, I think some experts suppose or suspect that she's lost maybe even up to 150 pounds. So she's probably lost about 100 pounds, I say, just, in general. Tyreek Murillo. The phrase, it's lonely at the top, has truth to it. People want to be along for the ride when you're down on yourself, but when it comes time for change and self-improvement, people get envious. And I think that's a really important thing to address again. It's because when you are trying to change yourself, and you can still drop in the comments because a lot of you have family members. I don't know how many of you are still dealing, those of you that are watching live, how many of you are dealing with family members or people in your circle that are pushing back. I still get messages. I still get DMs. And on Instagram, how I've been answering or asking the questions on the question stickers, I'm not saying, hey, ask Papa Swole. I'm asking, what's your biggest challenge today? And I think that's a much more poignant and direct question to ask. Okay, what are you struggling with? Then I can maybe give some advice or slap you across the tits a little bit. And a lot of people respond and they say, trying to deal with my family not supporting me, or trying to not, deal with taking shit from my family when I make food in the kitchen. That's fucking shitty. If you're trying to take care of your health, think about it. What does anyone else give a fuck what you're eating? I mean, if anything, they should be encouraging you to eat better. They should be on your side. They should be like, oh, that's great. I'm not doing that myself, but I'm proud of you. Can you imagine trying to bring someone down to your level? It's pretty fucked up. It really is just an exposure of your own misery and your low self-esteem and your lack of action. And that's why the healthy at every size, or health at every size, HAES, the HAES, or the fat acceptance and the plus size community would push back on this. And of course, I think most people, let's just really be, I guess, let's give the benefit of the doubt. I think most people look to Adele and like, wow, she lost a lot of weight. But you have the real fringe. And I mean, of course, the fringe is really the loudest. Those are the loudest, the people that don't want you to lose weight, the people that will call you an ex-fat, the people that take offense when you are representative. And I don't think Adele was trying to be representative of the fat community. She was just more portly, and she just represented more of the average looking person, which is not a good thing. When the average person is not healthy, when the average person is overweight, when the average person is becoming more and more obese, it's not good to be average. You don't want to be in the middle. You want to do more. You want to do better. So it makes sense that a lot of people would relate to her. And I can see how people feel disenfranchised, or that they lost a fatty. And that's what I said in the video, that fat acceptance lost a fatty. And that's why they're upset. It's like, your LeBron James is on your team. When he's in Cleveland and he left for the Lakers, everyone's like, oh my God, you left us. They feel betrayed. People feel betrayed because he lost weight. But it's fucked up. It's fucked up when people are in such denial that losing weight and being of a healthy weight is better for you, that they're willing to give you shit for changing your life. As if Adele gives a fuck, right? As if she gives a shit. Why do you think she posts once in a while? And that's another testament to what she was doing. The reason why people are really freaking out is because she doesn't post often. She posts once every 5 months. So people are, Yeah, she wasn't posting on social media. She was getting shit done. That's what it takes. She cut out everyone's bullshit and she fucking posts a picture. Oh my God, it's my birthday. Or whatever it was. Oh my God, she lost so much weight. She was fucking losing weight before. What do you think happens in 5 months of hard work? While everyone else was bitching about gaining weight and doing quarantine dances and shit like that on TikTok, she was out there fucking grinding, living her life and losing weight and staying focused and doing probably the same shit she was doing for the whole year before that, when she was already losing weight. When I made a video about that 6 fucking months ago. Old news. It was just kind of surprising why I was wondering. That's why I didn't make a video 2 days ago. That's why I just posted the video today, because someone sent me that on Twitter. I'm like, didn't we already cover that? I didn't think it was new news. But I guess every time she posts, because she posts so infrequently, oh my God, all of a sudden it was shocking. Shelby Lorraine on YouTube. For a movement that keeps telling everyone that their body is not our business, they sure love making everyone else's bodies their business. Very good point. MT. It's funny how Ed Sheeran and Sam Smith lost a lot of weight and never got any backlash, but when Adele does it, there's a major outcry from the fat acceptance movement. It's the females. Look, I'm not trying to make it a male versus female thing, but I think you all know well and good that when I make a video about someone that's a female, there's a lot more views. There's a lot more, I guess, drama or kickback. When I make videos about face fuckers like Matt Does Fitness or Nick Dompierre or Eric the Electric, most people don't give a shit. It's weird. It's weird when you see the disparity between making videos and also the fat acceptance community is just pretty much 99.9% females or gay males. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I don't care who's a part of it. I don't care if there were more males. I'd still be fucking railing on it all the same. I would still be going after it. It really doesn't make a difference. I don't care if they're male or female. It's just an observation. So spread the wealth. I'll spread it around. I'll put nuts on anyone's chin. I don't give a shit what you got between your legs. I'll sack you. Petra Urakova. Apologies for that. You know that sucked. The thing that people don't get is that she lost it in a year. Burp coming. Oh, yeah. Just had a delicious ribeye steak, some white rice. It's good. Just had a dirty pump too, so yeah, had a dirty pump. It was filthy. Not in a few months like anyone thinks. She started her weight loss after her divorce, and she wanted to better her health and be happier, and she fucking worked for it. Now everyone keeps talking shit about how she looked better before. I don't think so. That woman is thriving and she's finally happy. People need to finally open their eyes and quit that body positivity bullshit. Agreed. And Zitronity says, does a unicorn have a name? And then Tess Hornaday has her own IG. I just wanted to post this. I thought there was a nice little back and forth. Yes, she does. Tess Hornaday has a name, of course. Don't disrespect her. Don't disrespect the sexy bee. She can follow her on Instagram at Tess Hornaday on IG. Yes, she does. She needs to post again. I'm trying to get her to be more consistent, but you know, she's a fickle twat. We all know that. Daniel Bastan Fabian. You guys got some names. I love it. My dad used to tease me about being a fitness nut, and sometime later while in med school, I started noticing signs of heart disease. So I told him to get a CT scan of his coronaries. He's been hypertensive for 35 years, and we realized 2 of his 3 coronary arteries were calcified, and we had to put 6 stents in him. He freaked out and was scared shitless and started listening to me. Now he's lost 40 pounds already. So good for you and your dad. Good shit. Just goes to show when you get shit. Because I asked in the video, hey, does anyone else get shit from people around them? Birdie. Good for her. It's a shame, but a lot of celebrities are losing support once they lose the weight. Gabori Sidib, whatever. Is that I think I know who that is another one. While still overweight, she appears to have lost 100 to 150 pounds, maybe more, and lost a lot of her following. I appreciate the psychological examination of suffering and creativity, Papa. No one has covered that so far. I thought that was an interesting perspective. That I don't know if anyone covered it. And because, I think it was in a 2015 or 16, a Rolling Stone article, the one from the quote that I read, she was saying that I don't know if when I was bigger, if that had a role in my popularity. If I was thinner, I don't know if I would have had the same type of success. And it's hard to say. Maybe she would have had more maybe she would have had less. Maybe she's right. But at the same time, it's hard to say that maybe her video or her music, I mean, maybe her just creativity wouldn't have been so, it wouldn't have cut through the noise to make it to where it was. Maybe she wouldn't have had the same type of anguish. Maybe that kind of, maybe the lifestyle she was living led to that internal turmoil that created a lot of that creativity. So I think a lot of people don't realize that artists or creative people can oftentimes, and you see that with comedians and people that seemingly are very friendly, outgoing, on top of the world, they're really depressed on the inside. They commit suicide. Robin Williams and, people of that sort, you never know. So just because someone's famous, just because someone's very creative, just because someone's very successful, doesn't mean they're not dealing with a lot of demons inside, so to speak. Not to use a cliche term, but really just perspective on it. Maybe she wouldn't have had the same level of success. Maybe her music wouldn't have been as good. Just something to think about. I mean, it's only a guess, so who knows? Emily McLeod, I'd never even thought of Adele as fat. She's always just been, quote, Adele. Not skinny, not fat, just Adele. Does that make sense? Yeah, if you just listen to someone for the music. Like, who gives a shit, right? If you're listening for the music's sake. Cece Sultan. I don't know why people are freaking out now. She's been skinny for the last year. You're not wrong. Exactly my thought. Alexa Ray. I get so excited about the weight I've lost and the transformations happening in my body and mind, but more often than not, all my friends have to say is, quote, you looked just as pretty before. That's not the point. And that's another thing that you have to deal with. People were saying, oh, you have to change. Everyone always wants to make it seem like, and that's all we got. Everyone always wants to make it seem like, oh, if you're changing, that you're, and let's kind of talk about this. A lot of people think that when you change, when you lose weight, that you're not happy with the way you were. That if you lose weight, if you improve your life, if you make those steps to eat healthier, to exercise regularly, to cut out the bullshit, to cut out the noise, whatever you're doing to improve your life, a lot of people make it seem like you must not have liked where you were before. And maybe you didn't. But I don't think we give enough credit for people that want to do better. I think we're too happy being average. I think we're too happy being the same. I think we're too happy not improving. I think we're too happy being comfortable. And it's very easy to be comfortable. Because it's comfortable. Of course it's easy to be comfortable. That's the whole fucking point. That's what the word comfortable means. It means you're safe. It means a safe place. It means a place where no one's going to tell you mean things or no one's going to say things that you don't like to hear. It's just that kind of bullshit. And if you want to live in that kind of world, if you want to live in that kind of situation, well, you're just going to stay the same. And the problem with fat acceptance is literally that second word. It's the acceptance. Doesn't matter if it's fat acceptance, if it's skinny acceptance, if it's lazy acceptance. If you're just accepting of where you're at, and there's a peace that can come with that. And I know it's very comforting, but that's also the problem. It's a problem when you're looking for comfort. It's a problem when you're looking for safe because you're not growing, you're not developing, you're not changing, you're not challenging yourself. And we're not challenged in our society. We're not challenged in our lives at all. You don't have to fight and go hunt for food. You just go to the food place and you swipe a card and you get your food. You don't have to hunt. You don't have to wonder about your food. You just go get your fucking food. You have transportation. You have shelter. You don't have to look for shelter. You don't have to go climb a tree so a lion doesn't eat your ball sack. You don't have to, you don't have to hide or defend yourself or wonder about wolves in the woods. You don't have to protect yourself. You don't have to, you really don't have anything to worry about. You really don't. So what we're living in this little zoo, we're living in this little bubble. And you've probably heard it called like that before, the human zoo, zoo humans or zoo animals. And we kind of are. We're in cages. We just kind of sit around. So we're not using our bodies. We're kind of always in this, we're human beings are supposed to be anxious. That's one of the problems is as creatures, as evolution would have us, we are anxious creatures. Why should we be anxious? We should be concerned about our next meal because in the woods, we don't have our next meal. We have to go get it. We should be anxious because in the darkness, they're monsters. There are tigers, there are bears, there are lions, there are things that can fucking kill us. So we have to be vigilant. So we have all these things like we're wired to be anxious. We're wired to get instant gratification. We're wired to look for food. And if we find, come on, can you imagine foraging for food your whole life and always looking for food and hunting and then coming across a mango tree and oh my God, you just fucking eat as many as you possibly could. You'd load up a sack or you'd load up a bag or you'd grab a bunch and carry it back to your camp or something like that. You know, you do everything you can to gather as many calories as you can because they're sparse. They're far and few between. And, you know, today we don't have that. We don't have that need. We don't have that. We still have those impulses. We still have those evolutionary impulses, but we have too many things at our disposal, which is why we overeat, which is why we overindulge, which is why we overstimulate. That's why we're so glued to our phones and to TV and to Netflix, because we need that stimulation. Our eyes are meant to like dart to different things and be caught by flashy objects. And that's what we do to protect ourselves. That's what we do to hunt. If you're in the woods, you need to spot quick and subtle movement. Oh, there's the deer, or there's the animal, or there's the bear, and like the subtle movement, our ears, you know, all these senses are there for us to survive, to protect ourselves and to hunt. So, you know, it's a weird situation where we still have all these evolutionary traits. We still have all these defense mechanisms and all these instant gratification and pleasure centers because that was always hard to come by. But now it's not hard to come by. It's whenever we want. So we just hit that morphine drip all fucking day, essentially. We hit that fucking boom, that pleasure, that pleasure. You want pleasure, you go to your fucking pantry and you just eat a row of fucking cookies. You want pleasure, you go here and you just go there. You want pleasure, you go on the internet and just jerk off. Like, you can get whatever you want whenever you want it. And that's not good for humans. That's not good for us because we're wired to want that, but we didn't evolve in a situation where that was ubiquitous, when it was just always in front of our faces. So it's that constant struggle, and you do have to remove yourself from that situation. And that's where brain gains can really help. And that's where mindfulness and meditation can help, because if you're more conscious of these things, you start to focus on your first pillar, right? You start to focus on pillar number one, which is community. And community is your environment. Community is your environment. Community is what you have around you. It's what you're watching. It's what you're listening to. It's who you're surrounding yourself with. It's the physical people, and it's also just your general environment. Community, environment, your surroundings is pillar number one. So if you're surrounding yourself with all these temptations, if you're always going to these places where you can get fast food, if you always have junk food in your fucking house, of course you're going to grab it more often. If you always have cookies on the fucking table, guess what you're going to grab when you go into the kitchen, right? If you're torturing yourself. You're torturing yourself by having these triggers in front of your fucking face. I still don't understand when someone asks me a question on Instagram and they say, I don't, how do I resist food? I'm always resisting food in my house. Like, get it the fuck out of your house. Get it. Why? What's it doing inside your fucking house? What's it doing in front of you? Why do you have it? And I do understand if you live with other people, then there's other complications, but a lot of people just torture themselves. Why do you have it? Throw it out. Get it out of your face. You have to break the habits. You have to break the systems and the environment that you put yourself in, so you're not constantly stressing yourself out. You don't have to overcome these temptations endlessly if they don't exist. You have to get rid of them. You have to get rid of them. When I want to eat, I go to the fridge and I eat my food. Why? Because my food's in the fridge. I don't have shit stuff that I don't want to eat. I have the stuff that I do want to eat. I have the stuff that I should be eating, and I eat that. And it's not something I have to struggle with because, hey, it's right there. My habits are built. I know what I want to eat. I know where it is, and I go and I eat that, and I go on with my fucking life. These are some of the things that are the simplest, and these are the things that people have the hardest time with. And they're the simplest things to do. The simplest things to do, honestly, your nutrition, your training, those are the simplest fucking things to do. No joke. It's the simplest fucking thing. It's just the habits that you've built, that you haven't built. You're not setting yourself up for success, and oftentimes, and you're trying to always fight this willpower and this addiction. It's not going to work out well, which is why it doesn't. A lot of people are trying to lose weight. They're trying to think about, resisting that food or resisting those temptations. Like, why do you put yourself in the situation where you have to resist those things? Put yourself in a situation where it doesn't even exist. It's not existent. It's not even in your field of vision. It's not in your house. Chewy for gaming. Chewy, woohoo, managed to catch the second live podcast. I'm new. Welcome to the game train. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into some, what we got here. What we got going on. Cerny, I don't care if it's your family or friends making fun of you. Tell them to shut their mouths or you'll shut it for them. That's what I did and it worked. Oh, you're getting aggressive. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. FYI, I sent out a Swole text to everyone today for unlimited members with your special link, but we got some new gear in swolenormousapparel.com. So I'll just drop this on the screen. We have the TVMANOC. Contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. Is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised. We got the TVMANOC shirts. And we also got, so if you haven't yet picked up this one, we got that, and we have a bunch of different styles and stuff. We also have the Tess Hornaday. We got we got tanks, we got tees. I'll put this over my face. We got the black, we got the white, and we got the TVMANOC. Dropping a lot of different designs, and they're for a limited time only. So if you're interested, go check it out. swolenormousapparel.com. They're fire. They're fire. Look at this. Look at this sexy beach. Look, it looks just like her. Looks just like her. Let me bring her on the screen. There you go. Sorry, Tessie. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me get rid of this one. Look at her. It looks just like her. Aw, so cute. He's so cute. Yeah. So anyway, check out the new gear. Check out the new gear over at Swole Enormous Apparel. And of course, 7 pillars for today's Swole card. So... Ooh, Aaron, I put a dirty dick in my mouth yesterday. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It'd been at least 2 months since I ate any food outside the house, and it was from my local Irish pub. Regretted it immediately. My stomach hurt like a rock, and it didn't even taste good. Well, lesson learned. Sometimes you got to go back. Sometimes you got to go back and experience what you're missing, quote unquote, just to remind yourself, oh yeah, that's what it's like. Sometimes you need that reminder. Sometimes you need a reminder. It happens. It happens. Sometimes you just need that like wake up call. Everyone needs it now and again. You forget. But one thing that I do personally recognize is after you stop eating fast food for a long time, it doesn't smell like food anymore. And this is really what I try to get across when I say it's really easy to not eat junk food. Don't you have any cravings? I mean, I get hungry. I mean, I still want things like, hey, I feel like something sweet, I guess. I guess I get hungry and stuff, but usually you're thirsty or you're tired, or I'll eat some berries. I just don't feel, I don't know. I just don't, it's too logical. It's too logical to overhaul eating junk food. There's just no point to it. You know, why would I want to put something in my body that doesn't benefit me at all? Just gives me a little temporary pleasure. I know ice cream exists. I'm a grown-ass man. I could buy candy. I would just prefer to have a bowl of frozen berries. I just like it more. I just like it better. I've had candy before. I'm not saying I'll never have candy again. I do like dark chocolate, but I like my really dark chocolate. I like my 85% organic chocolate. I like it. It gets me chocolate and I don't get all the sugar and all the crap that goes along with it. And when it comes to nutrition, the elimination diet and the principles that we follow here in the Swole fam, it really individualizes your approach. I think it's the best way to do it. That's why we promote it. And that's why I'm not sitting here running my mouth about intermittent fasting or paleo or keto or vegan. Look, if you do an elimination diet, you're going to find out what works best for you. Hands down. You're going to find out what works best. You're going to know if you work better with certain foods, because when you're cutting out a lot of shit, you're going to know what fucks you up. And then it's your choice. And then it's your choice whether or not you want to eat something that fucks you up or not. And I think more often than not, once you really start narrowing down which foods make you feel amazing, you don't want to punish yourself. Like, why would you want to punish yourself? Why would you want to hurt your body? So if you're eating pizza and you know it gives you crazy stomach ache and migraines, yeah, you're less likely to want to fucking eat a pizza that's going to give you a crazy stomach ache and migraines. Why wouldn't you just eat food that you know you enjoy that works well for your body and then you go on with your life? So it's really just a matter of investing time in yourself and taking some personal responsibility to determine what foods work best for you. And you're a grown ass man or woman, you're an adult, whoever's listening to this or watching this, and you can make your decisions. And if you want to eat a piece of pizza, look, I'm not going to be there on your shoulder being like, hey, don't eat that. It's up to you. I can't keep you from eating or doing stuff. I can't make you work out. I can't make you meditate. I can't make you do yoga. So it's on you. And that could be a scary thing. It's nice to follow a bouncing ball like, ooh, what does this diet plan say? Oh, I could have 4 ounces of this. I could have 6 cups of this or 2 cups of that. Or I want my plate to look pretty. I have 1 fist of this and 1 fist. Just get this fucking bullshit. Everyone's got their little method. My method is one of the few that says, hey, you're going to put in some work. You're going to cut out a lot of the garbage and you're going to figure it out yourself. Doesn't sound sexy to a lot of people. People just want an answer. People just want an answer. What should I eat? What's the best this? What's the best that? What's the best exercise? What's the best food for this? What's the best protein? What's the best this? Just ignore the best. Ignore all that stuff. Those higher level details work themselves out when you have the fundamentals. You got to go back to the basics. You go back to the basics and a lot of those questions are answered and you don't even have questions about those things anymore. It's hard to explain. A lot of you that have done it, a lot of you that have done it, and a lot of you that have gone through the elimination diet, you know what I'm talking about. And you understand what I mean when I say it's hard to explain until you've done it and you feel it. It's hard to say. I mean, the only thing that I can do is just talk about it a lot when it comes to the elimination diet, because if you just tell someone that, it's you have to feel the difference. You have to feel the difference. You have to feel the difference with making those different choices. And all of a sudden you start realizing, oh my God, you start realizing how you feel. And then you want to feel good. Do you want to feel bad? A lot of people drink alcohol and they just deal with hangovers. Like, you don't have to have a hangover. You just don't have to drink so fucking much. You're just dehydrated. You could have a drink. You don't have to put tons of sugar in it and you don't have to fucking have 10 of them. I have some scotch and stuff over there. Haven't had it in a while, but that doesn't fuck me up. I mean, how much scotch do I drink when I have some? A little bit. I don't have to overdo it. People overdo shit, and I'm still not a fan of moderation. You have to find what works best for you, and you have to take ownership of your decisions. And once you do that, you're not worried about the details. You don't feel guilty when you make a decision because you made a decision. You made a decision. You might slap yourself upside the head and be like, I learned a lesson. Like, who was it, Aaron or whatever, you ate at a pub and you felt like shit. All right. You learned your lesson. Now, taking that information, when you do it the next time, then okay, well, now you're just assaulting yourself. So once you have this information, that's why it's valuable to do an elimination diet, because once you have the information of what works best for you, then you have the power. You have the power, you have the control, you have the understanding and the knowledge. This is what works best for me. Okay. Now, knowing that, what decision am I going to make? What choice am I going to make at this meal? What choice am I going to make for my next meal? What choice am I going to make? Blah, blah, blah. I'm on vacation. What choice am I going to make? If you have that knowledge, you know where to make those choices no matter where you are. You're not at a loss. You don't have to bring your meals with you. You don't have to have them prepared. You don't have to follow a diet plan. If you know that you're allergic to tomatoes, guess what? Don't eat tomatoes. And then your problem's fucking solved. You don't need a nutritional plan. You just eat the food that works for your body. And you know how to navigate situations in which you maybe don't have food with you, or you fast and you don't eat for a couple hours. Oh my God, Oh my God, are you suffering from orthorexia? I talked about that on the Instagram podcast. Jesus Christ. Someone's like, what are your thoughts on orthorexia? So I Googled it, and it's like this obsession with eating healthy. I'm like, fucking Christ, how many different disorders are they going to create? Everyone's got to have a disorder for every fucking thought that they have. If you think this too much, you have a disorder. I wonder why. Some psychologists can charge $100 an hour to talk to you about it or give you some fucking medication for it. Or they can create a web page and they can have a support group, or they can put orthorexia survivor in their fucking Instagram profile. It's fucking, there's always a disorder. The more disorders they have, there's more problems. And if there's problems, well, then someone can give you a solution for it. Now, I'm not saying that it isn't an issue, because if you actually read into it, it's like, okay, someone who's, in other words, it's someone who's really, 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 really obsessed. But that's what a disorder technically is when it starts interfering with your life. It's like, I think everyone should be a little bit more orthorexic. I think people should be a little bit more concerned with what they put in. It's like an obsession over quality. How is that a bad thing? You know, how can you take that too far? Of course, you can, you know, you have to look at the details. I mean, individualized, but it's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of like a bullshit. All right. Now you're just making shit up. It's borderline. I'm telling you, it's borderline. You know, I looked up the definition. I'm like, oh, come on. You're really stretching it. I'll look it up. Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. We did it earlier. Orthorexia. So let's just Gougelet it, because that's what we do here on the Slamcast. A little Gougelet action. Oh, okay. A little bit of a Gougelet. Let's bring that over here. Whoa, hey. Can I bring it over more? Fuck it, I'll just read it. Let's see. I can minimize it. I didn't plan to bring up this window here. Whoa, all right. Where am I? There we go. Okay. Bring that over here. Orthorexia, or orthorexia nervosa, is an eating disorder that involves an unhealthy obsession with healthy eating. Unlike other eating disorders, orthorexia mostly revolves around food quality, not quantity. Sounds like pillar number 2 for me. It doesn't. It sounds like, yeah, sounds pretty much what I'm pretty much trying to get everyone to be a little bit more orthorexic. It seems like. Now, of course, there's other aspects to this, so it's not like National Eating Disorders Association. See, it says, although not formally recognized by the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, awareness about orthorexia is on the rise. Snooze. Snooze, snooze, snooze. So it means a fixation on blah, blah, blah. It may be possible to take a healthy diet too far. A growing number of health and nutrition experts believe some people take the notion of eating well to risky extremes. It's not an official diagnosis, but the basic idea is that it includes eating habits that reject a variety of foods for not being, quote, pure enough. Eventually, people with orthorexia begin to avoid whole meals that don't meet their standards or that they don't make themselves. Does this seem like I mean, no joke, I'm not trying to down talk to anyone that has an eating disorder, but literally so far I'm like, and? I'm still waiting for like how this makes it a disorder. Kind of being a little sarcastic, because we all know you can take it to such an extreme. Of course, there's always someone, but like, really? Let's see. Fixation on righteous eating. Jesus Christ. If you have orthorexia, here we go. This is funny, right? All right, let's see. If you have, you might not be able to read all the words, but I'm going to read it for you. If you might have orthorexia. If you have orthorexia, you might, 1, bury yourself in food research. It's one thing to spend a few minutes scanning a product label or surfing the web for more ingredients, but with orthorexia, you may spend hours thinking about food and planning meals. All right, that's kind of weak, kind of weak. 2, refuse to eat a broad range of foods, as if that's defining of health. We have to eat a whole fucking ton of different shit. No human in history has eaten a ton of different shit, regional diets, so that's kind of nonsense, but let's read the description. It's normal to pass on some foods because you don't like the way they taste or the way they make you feel, But with orthorexia, you might decide to drop whole categories of foods from your diet. Grains, for example, or any foods with preservatives, or all foods that don't seem, quote, healthy, or all the above. Well, fuck me sideways. That's me. For sure. Fuck the grains. Get the fuck out of here. Fear losing control. You feel that you're doing the right thing by eating healthy, but you may also be afraid that eating even one meal you didn't prepare, including dinner at a restaurant, can be disastrous. Well, honestly, it can be disastrous because if you eat something at a restaurant that causes inflammation or that your body doesn't react well with, it might be disastrous in the fucking toilet, if you know what I mean. You might be shitting your fucking brains out. So you could drop this down below, drop a comment if eating out. I mean, what, Aaron? Didn't he just say that he ate at a pub? He doesn't have orthorexia, but he felt like fucking dog shit afterwards. So that sounds pretty disastrous to me. You may be overly critical of your friend's food choices. At the same time, you may have no rational explanation for your own. Overly critical. In other words, you might tell someone that they should stop eating fast food. I'm critical of people's food choices, especially when they suck. Find yourself in a vicious circle. Your preoccupation with food causes you to bounce between self-love and guilt as you change and restrict your diet. Yo, this is a bullshit disorder. I got to make a video about this. This is fucking nonsense. Did I read anything that actually makes this a disorder? Was there anything there so far? I still have not seen anything that makes this a disorder rather than just a conscious person that cares about their fucking health. Jesus Christ. How to get help? Oh, that's it? That's all you got? That's all you got, WebMD? Holy shit. So if you have orthorexia, you might read research. You might refuse to eat a broad range of foods. So you might cut out grains, for example, or foods with preservatives. Oh, the fucking horror of not eating garbage. Fear losing control. You might be afraid that eating foods that don't react well with your body might give you the fucking shits. Well, you should be. You might mention to your friends that they're eating garbage and try to encourage them to eat healthy. And you might find yourself in a vicious circle. That last one's just, they were stretching. They're trying to get 5. That's 5. They're trying to get a 5th one in there. That vicious circle one's nonsense. That's a bullshit one to add. Your preoccupation with food causes you to bounce between self-love and guilt. Oh, call the wambulance, you fucking vagine. Oh, bullshit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's going to be I'm going to have to drop some sack on this bullshit. Fuck you and your orthorexia. You know what this does? Can I tell you the problem with this? This orthorexia nervosa bullshit. This is what gives. I'll tell you why this is a problem. This is a problem, 1, because it's fucking stupid. And 2, it's a problem because it reflects poorly on bulimia and anorexia, like real fucking eating disorders. It makes a mockery of those other ones because it's like association. It makes those seem like, oh, those are bullshit too. And they're not bullshit. People really suffer from bulimia. People really suffer from anorexia. But orthorexia, that's like fat acceptance. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Refuse to eat a broad range of foods. Well, I refuse to eat certain foods. Am I orthorexic? Thank you. I'll also be gladly labeled as fat phobic if it makes you feel better. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Is that some NOC? That's some NOC. I can cover that. It's just fucking nonsense. I guess I just did drop some sack. Tomorrow is the Ask Papa Swole live. So Monday we got some other videos, but maybe we'll come up with that soon. What nonsense. What fucking nonsense. I didn't read those definitions earlier. On the someone asked me that on the Instagram live. What else we got here? I'm curious. Let's see. February of 2019. Psychology Today. Should we check this out? Psychology Today is fucking. Oh my God. Let's see here. All right, this is from Psychology Today, and I've actually seen some articles that make me not really want to pay attention to Psychology Today at all. So Psychology Today says, number 1, you obsess over eating healthy. Snooze. Number 2, the fixation on diet controls your emotions. When you become obsessed with your diet, your emotions begin to hinge on that obsession. You may have certain rules or patterns within your food fixation that control how you feel. If you're suffering, you have to suffer from orthorexia. You have to suffer from it. You see that word? If you suffer from it, you're suffering. You're fucking suffering from making healthy food choices. You may feel emotional turmoil when your, quote, rules are broken. You're a weak human being. Grow some fucking stones. Meditate a little bit. Grow some ovaries. What's the equivalent? Grow a pair of balls. Ladies, fortify your ovaries. I don't know. What's the word for that? Your internal balls. But superficial happiness when your obsession has brought results. Over time, your emotions and how you feel may begin to depend solely around your healthy eating fixation. You judge others over their eating habits. Well, I do that a lot because other people's eating habits are fucking trash. So I'm totally comfortable with judging that shit. You go to extensive lengths to achieve a healthy lifestyle. Now, how do you define that? How do you define? You guys enjoying this? I'm just swinging fucking sack. I am just whipping sack around right now. I didn't expect to go this way, but I'm fucking lit right now. I'm on fire. You go to extensive lengths to achieve a healthy lifestyle. Now, what does that mean? Let's see. Not only do you begin to cut out foods or practice certain dietary rules with orthorexia, but you may go to extensive lengths to meet these guidelines you have established. You may develop irrational concerns over prepping and cleaning your food. So you're talking about being OCD? Like cleanliness? You're confusing things. You're trying to cross over. You're a little intersectional here with your nonsense, as well as techniques for preparing it. Okay. You may also spend extensive time planning, researching, and meal prepping. So every bodybuilder is an orthorexic. Everyone who wants to, oh, Jesus Christ. The lengths used to achieve your idea of a healthy diet may distance you from other aspects of your life. This just seems like we're talking about feelings here. It may distance you. These aren't like objective like realities. These aren't like, hey, you're puking after a meal. This is like, oh, you want to eat healthy really badly, so it might affect your relationships. People with orthorexia must feel control over their diets. That's a good thing, by the way. And if you are obsessed with ingredients, food, and how it's prepared, you may feel a genuine fear over losing control. This may mean that you begin refusing to eat food made or prepared by others, or refusing to eat at a restaurant. You should refuse to eat things that don't work well for your body. So if you're I've done that, but here's the thing. I've gone out to eat with people and I've had a drink. I've had a beer or I've had some whiskey and they ate and I ate before I went and I hung out with people that I liked. I didn't have to eat. Me being there wasn't dependent on me consuming the food. I went to see the people. They went to eat. I'm like, cool, I'll go eat. I'll go to the restaurant. I don't care. People always feel like, oh, you okay? You're not eating? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm full. I just ate. I'll just have a drink and sit here with you guys and talk, which is why we should be here anyway. It's weird. Specific foods and food groups start being eliminated from your diet. In an effort to achieve the healthiest diet possible, you may begin cutting out foods altogether. Anything you deem unworthy may be cut out of your diet. Well, as it should be. I'm still waiting for the problems. I'm still waiting for the issues here, people. I'm still waiting for the disorder. You may become obsessive over checking labels and eliminating ingredients, foods, and food groups in an effort to meet your rule-based diet. The society we live in is perpetuating an orthorexic mindset by perpetuating fear-based thoughts around food. Well, when the food is fucking poisonous and shit for people to eat, you shouldn't be eating it. So we need more of that. Lingering fears of food, sickness, or disease. You may feel obsessive over your diet and health due to an overwhelming fear of being unhealthy. You may have orthorexia if you become fixated on the fear of sickness. That doesn't really. Now, you're making one up just to fill up. What is this? Is this 10? Is this numbered out of 10? Of course it is. You got to round it out to 10. She's fucking trying to think of things to get to number 10. Jesus Christ. Can't you have like 7 or 8? Why does it have to be 5 or 10? Just the fact that I called it. I never looked at this fucking article. How did I know it was 10? Number 7's bullshit. You obsess over social media and unrealistic expectations. You have other issues. I'm just going to skip that. Yeah, social media, that doesn't count for orthorexia. That just counts for you being a terrible time management. And low self-esteem. This isn't fucking orthorexia. This is bullshit. You experience a vicious cycle of feelings. What else is new? Fuck that one too. The physical signs of malnutrition begin as a result of now that's not fair. This one's bullshit too. This is some bullshit fucking nonsense. The physical signs of malnutrition. That's different. That's not an obsession with eating healthy. That's not eating healthy. If you're not getting nutrition, then it's not fucking orthorexia as your definition. That's you not eating enough food. Fuck this bullshit. I'm over it. Bullshit. Bullshit. Nonsense. You got about like maybe 4 things in there that can actually be leveraged. Bullshit. Psychology today. 0 points. 0 fucking stars. 0 stars psychology today. Fucking nonsense. Fucking nonsense. Oh my God. All right. I'm done with that shit. Let's get into some Swole fam action. Let's get into some real fucking success stories. Let's talk about some real fucking shit, shall we? Let's get into it. All right. Hey, super zoom. Tiffany. What up, Beesh? What up, Beesh? Swole fam action. Hey. I'm trying to do intermittent fasting, but I'm not too sure how to do it. Can I eat oatmeal before a fast and during the fast? Oh, it feels good. Can I have 120 grams of almond milk in my coffee? Wait, what? Can I eat oatmeal before a fast and during the fast? No. Tiffany, Google intermittent fasting. You don't eat. Fasting is you're not eating. You can eat before the fast. That's okay. Not during the fast because that's food. And no calories. No calories. Even some people, even some purists think that having coffee breaks a fast, but black coffee is fine. Can I have 120 grams of almond milk in my coffee? No. In terms of fasting, but I don't even know what 120 grams is. Holy shit. You're weighing your almond milk? Anyway, no, fasting means you're not eating. So intermittent fasting looks in different ways. You don't eat for 16 hours. You don't eat for 18 hours. You don't eat for 24 hours. There's different ways to do intermittent fasting. Just think of it this way. You're eating within a certain time period. You're eating from 4 to 8 p.m. And the rest of the time, you're not eating. You're not eating. You're drinking water or black coffee. Yeah, I don't eat oatmeal. I recommend moving away from oatmeal or doing an elimination diet first. And honestly, if you're doing an elimination diet, don't worry about intermittent fasting. Again, there's a reason why, for those of you that are in Swolenormous X, when you go into the kitchen, there's a reason why the elimination diet comes first, and then we talk about the nutrition lifestyles. Okay? There's a reason why we do the elimination diet first, and then once you've done elimination, then we talk about, okay, well, here are some different ways you can be consuming macros. You could do, let's say keto, you could do paleo. There's different methods of your macronutrient ratios. But that depends on your elimination diet. So if you've done an elimination and you're like, hey, animal products just really, even grass-fed, it just tears me up. Well, maybe eating more plant-based is better for you. Maybe being pescatarian is your jam. Fine. That's great. That's what an elimination diet should give you information on. And then whether or not you want to do intermittent fasting, then that's up to you. But intermittent fasting shouldn't necessarily be, that can solve a lot of problems. But in our methodology, it's not the first line of defense. The first method is the elimination diet and just eating and figuring out which foods work best for you. And then your eating style and those habits can be built around it. I want to say what up to Emily. Now, I think, Emily, you did upgrade to the unlimited since this post. So I want to say welcome because I believe you did upgrade. So welcome. Hey, what's up? New member here. I joined Swolenormous X through the yoga. Really wishing I'd shelled out unlimited for unlimited now seeing all these posts, but I think you already did upgrade. So welcome. I'm a massage therapy student and yoga is one of those things that just goes hand in hand. Since the quarantine started, my school moved online, my work closed. I've been taking my health a lot more seriously. It's kind of lame. It took a pandemic for me to respect my health long enough to put an actual daily work towards it. But what are you going to do? I'm actually really nervous when quarantine lifts and all these other responsibilities become relevant again. I know that if I get overwhelmed, I will slide. But honestly, the community I see in this group is so cool. Can't wait for some NOC from you all to help me start being accountable. Welcome to the fam, Emily. And you'll get plenty of sack in the Swole fam. As long as you're saying the right habits, I think a lot of people are feeling the same way. They're concerned about their routine coming back and losing what they've been working towards, which is strange because most people were satisfied with quarantine 15. Most people were satisfied with eating shit and gaining weight. And here in the Swole fam, we're like, I hope I don't lose my gains. Everyone here made progress. How many of you made progress due to the stay at home? How many of you made progress with the quarantine? How many of you actually made improvements? I think a lot of us here actually did. Melissa, I am ashamed to say that I am in the deepest part of a binging problem. Even with the amazing support this group has given me, I just can't seem to break this terrible habit. I'm still meditating and doing yoga every day to show love to myself, even with my flaws, but I have such a long way to go. I don't even know what to do. Sad face. Well, let's drop some support down below. And I'm sure a lot of you already commented on this post before. This was a day or two ago. And it happens. And at least you have the support of the Swole fam. And just because you are part of the Swole fam, it's not a get out of jail free card. And the fact that you're still meditating and doing yoga every day, it's doing more for you than you think it is. And one of the things that you can start to recognize or even map out and write down, the more you practice mindfulness, you will be more present. And it's about addressing these habits and these associations with your environment and your process of how you go through your day that leads to these binges, that lead to this type of this roller coaster that you're on, this downward spiral. So very important you could write things down. You can, eliminate those triggers, not bringing these things into your house. I mean, I'm not sure what the details are. So the context is really important, who you're living with, what's actually going on, because it's very hard to binge on healthy food. It's much more challenging when the food is dense and heavy with nutrients rather than fluffy breads, pastas, ice creams, sugar, concentrated, instant pleasure type foods. So some more context. I'm sure you might not be watching right now, but I just wanted to put that out there for those of you that might have some perspective on it. This is from Joe, and a little flexing picture. What up, dude? Let the gains begin. Let the gains begin. Joe, I'm making some adjustments to break the plateau I'm at, but in the meantime, I'm still seeing results showing through and shape starting to show. Not great, but not bad for 260 pounds and 90 pounds down. I've got a long way to go, but I'm far from where I began. There's no way I'm turning back. Found my maintenance calories to be around 2,200 or so. Now dropping it again and starting weekly weigh-ins to track changes to see what's needed to push onwards with progress. Sorry about the dirty mirror, but just took this picture after a workout and didn't really plan on sharing, but I feel like I need to be kept accountable, so I'll keep posting as I go. Respect, Joe. Thanks for posting. Good shit, bro. Ellen, major win with 2 N's. Major win. I got a burp. Oh, getting a lot of that water in. Water burps. Delicious. Ooh, it tasted like steak. Oh, God. You ever burp and you're like, that meal was so good. And it just reminds you how good that steak was. It just reminds you. My boyfriend had been having really bad back pain lately. Well, tonight I said I'd find him a beginner back yoga class, and he said if that was the case, he would do it. He refuses to do gym, but he's willing to give this a go. I know he likes hiking, and now that it is cooling down here in Australia, I'm more willing to do hiking. I just have to find a beginner's hike in my town, mainly because I hate cardio and walking up a hill just doesn't do it for me, and we can take our dogs on an easy hike. So good. You might have gotten your man into some yoga. Good for you. Definitely a major win. It's really nice when someone that you care about starts taking care of their health. You feel like it's a win for them, but you care about them. So it's like a win for everyone. Everyone wins. When someone starts doing yoga, you know they're going to fucking love it. You know they're going to get benefits from it. What's up, Beth? Hello. I'm new to this group, but have followed Swolenormous for some time. I like his no bullshit approach, but could do with some help on implementing this given my circumstances. So let's get into it. I guess I'm posting to see if anyone can relate and offer advice. Long story short, I've had anorexia for 20 plus years. Are you sure it's not orthorexia? Too soon? Anyway, see, anorexia is actually an issue, not that orthorexia bullshit. Just raging. After a house move, job change, and the current crisis, I've relapsed and lost weight, so need to regain approximately 14 pounds to be reviewed. I had a lot of therapy and genuinely now believe it's a very bad habit, an addiction, my identity. I accept I am accountable to myself, and as much as compassion is often required, I work better with a kick up the backside approach. Well, we're in the right place for that. Whilst I accept that being underweight is unhealthy, I also acknowledge that health is health. A lot of eating disorder recovery sites almost promote binge eating or accepting eating junk is fine. I don't. I understand nutrition and the benefits of healthy fats, good quality protein, carbs, etc. My issue is action. Despite everything I've written, I'm stuck, waiting for the elusive tomorrow. I also drink too much alcohol as a stress reliever, which replaces nutritious calories, so that needs to change. I guess I just need some advice and wondered if anyone else is in or has been in the same position. If you've read all of this, thank you. Well, you're welcome. The entire Swole fam has read this, and we're all here. So drop in the comments below. Let's talk a little bit about this post. Let's give Beth the respect that this post deserves. And, well, one, you're in the right place being in the Swole fam, because if you want a kick in the backside or nuts on your chin, you're in the right place. So we'll be there for you every step of the way. But at the same time, facts are facts and action is action. And we always look at the objectives rather than the emotional aspect of it. You know, we everything's in context, right? So what I do enjoy about this post, I think you're very far ahead. I think you're much further ahead than you think you are, because you said you've had a lot of therapy. But at the same time, this kind of reminds me of some of the content that I've been doing. Remember the video I did on Eric the Electric the other day? Because I think he suffered from anorexia. I mean, and now he's replaced it with exercise bulimia. But he is kind of like this, survivor from that shit, but he binge eats garbage. So what I do appreciate that Beth is saying is that she's not using that as an excuse. And I do understand that a lot of sites will say, hey, you're under eating, so just eat whatever the fuck you want because that's safer than under eating. But that's a whole other problem, because then you're putting a ton of chemicals and garbage into your body. So it needs to be quality food. So I do appreciate that. So what may help from someone, obviously having a good community, but eating proper foods, but also being more objective with it. Setting those goals and setting those standards and being very, very objective, being very black and white. And you usually don't hear me talk about calorie counting. But obviously, when you have a disorder, it's also important to look objectively at what you're doing. Because if you're used to, or you feel comfortable not eating until you're full, you are going to naturally undereat. That's the problem. You're going to naturally undereat. So you need to objectively eat the food and the amount that you need to eat, which is going to be possibly counting calories, or at least setting aside or prepping your meals to the point where you know that you have to eat enough. And it's kind of like bulking, because if you need to gain 14 pounds, you need to eat more food and more calories than you expend. And when I was bulking, you have to stuff your food. You have to eat more. Like if I'm trying to, let's say I want to gain 10 pounds, guess what? I have to eat when I'm full. I'm going to have to eat as a job, not as entertainment, and not as, I shouldn't say entertainment, and not as an impulse. Like, hey, I need to refuel. Bulking is not just refueling, it's overfueling. That's what bulking up is. That's what gaining weight is. You're overfueling your body. So what Beth needs to do is essentially have that feeling. And one of those issues with anorexia is that feeling of satiety, that feeling of fullness makes you feel fat, makes you feel big, makes you feel, sluggish. So smaller meals, more consistent meals, proper nutrients. It's very important when you're eating anywhere near around your maintenance or getting the calories that you need, that you're getting the nutrients that you need. You definitely need the nutrients. So I do appreciate the fact that Beth is aware of this. And anyone else that is in the group, of course, make sure you go and you drop on this post. So if Beth is watching, if she's not watching or listening, the fam's got your back. And hopefully, if you haven't yet, go and drop a comment on this post with your thoughts. And if you have dealt with, or someone that has dealt with anorexia, or you personally, drop your thoughts on that. And you can drop it in the comments down below right now too. Whoa, up in your face. Sunshine. Weight loss is a big fat 0 pounds on the scale. You didn't lose any weight? But my shorts I didn't fit into a month ago fit today. Fuck yeah. Look at that shit. Boom. Weight loss is a big fat 0, but you're losing inches. Good for you, Sunshine. Good for you, gorillas. And gorillas for Beth too. You guys are rocking. You're doing good. You're doing good. One day at a time, Beaches. One day at a time. One day at a time. Let's see here. Anne. Just got to get this Zoom game on. All right. Anne. So between when I first posted my yoga mat, I was only doing yoga maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Still kind of lost. So I went back to some of my roots I'm familiar with. And one night I just did poses I learned in Kundalini yoga, which focuses on the spine, chakra energy flow. And suddenly things started clicking. So now this is my 4th night in a row doing yoga before bed. The first or second night I added Papa's free class and got halfway through. I think I would have gotten all the way through if I hadn't done my own yoga stuff before. Yesterday I got injured somehow and had to do a very light session that involved little to no abdominal strain. And today I felt well enough to go as heavy as I have been, but avoided heavy ab involvement. I feel great. I get antsy and feel off if I don't do it now. My therapist says it actually activates a neural response. I forget the name of it, but it's our, quote, first sense and our first nerve programming in our bodies. Yoga creates the safe and secure space that this nerve needs to feel to thrive. This sounds a little bit the nerve, and is often not easily found after experiencing trauma or suffering PTSD. Good. I love that I found such a supportive group and Papa for encouraging all around wellness and health and not just a pretty body. Much love to you. Good stuff, Anne. Excellent. Gotta find what works for you. Gotta find what works for you. Good stuff. I mean, a lot of it is just practice, right? A lot of it's just practice and practice and practice. And you keep on practicing and you find your flow. I mean, figuring out what's best for you in terms of a yoga flow and figuring out what works best for you in terms of like what time to do yoga, what type of yoga to do. It's pretty much the same as an elimination diet. I've said this many times. It's just a practice, I got to sneeze. Hold on. Wait. 7 pillars. Hold on. I might cut off the microphone if I, it's coming. No, we're good. Thought I lost it. Thought I was getting back to it. So we're going to get back to some awesome stories tomorrow because we're running deep. We're running deep on the eve. So we'll get into some good shit tomorrow. So fam, we got some Swole card. Action. How we doing in the comments? We got some great stories. Let me give you a little bit of a rundown, a reminder. Hold on, let me bring this down a little bit. A little reminder, tomorrow is the Ask Papa Swolio. So Sunday Fun Day Q&A, and we'll go over some questions tomorrow. We'll see what happens. In terms of the time, I'll, of course, make that announcement. I do want to start scheduling and be like, hey, we're going to be live at this time. I'm not sure exactly, but it should be either, late morning, early afternoon, Eastern time. So we'll get that going. Of course, I'll Swole text you. I'll give you a swipe up link in my Instagram story. But the live stream will be on the Swolenormous channel. So we'll see what happens. Last week was rough. Last week was fucking rough. You guys remember you remember the Ask Papa Swolio last week? I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. We had like a bunch of like children come in. It was like kids and shitty questions. It was weak. So hopefully we have a little bit of a better go with it with the Ask Papa Swolio, but it's always fun. It's fun to be on that channel because, get some new eyes, on the podcast, and we kind of see what's going on over there. Plus, because I'm going through so many comments and so many posts on the YouTube videos, it's good for people to have an opportunity to talk some nuts on chin. So we'll talk some shop tomorrow. See what's going on. Oh shit! It is Mother's Day. I forget. So it's a holiday every weekend. Jesus Christ! I thought we just had some. Who knows? Yeah, last week was ridiculous, wasn't it? I forget the details. It was just like, it was weird, funky. It was funky last week. Last week, that funk, that funk action. Call your mom tomorrow, Papa. Okay, I will. Okay, I will. I don't need a fucking holiday to tell my mama I love her. All right, let's give away some. Let's give away some Swole card action, shall we? Tessie, my dear, shall we? Shall we give away some Swole card? Here we go, Swole card time. Swole card, look at that sexy beast. You want to pick up some Tess Hornaday action? Check out SwoleArmorsApparel.com. Tess Hornaday, every day. Aaron Walter, congratulations. Congratulations, Aaron. You hath won today's Swole card, 1464. I've lost 115 pounds so far. It's taken 2.5 years, a lot of hard work, and most of all, consistency in building new, healthy lifestyle habits. #7 pillars. Fuck yeah. Congratulations, Aaron. Thank you so much for dropping some awesome comment and some awesome sack. Everyone say congratulations, Aaron. Congratulations. And if you didn't win today, don't be a baby. You're going to win someday. Just keep on playing. Remember, Aaron sent us an email to support@swolenormous.com with Swole card number 1464 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. And Tess Hornaday will send you this card. She will send it to you personally. Yes, she will. So everyone say congratulations. Say congratulations, Aaron. Come on, you fucking babies. Come on.
Stop whining.
Be nice. Be nice to Aaron. Come on. Be nice. All right? Please, one time. Can we be nice? A reminder, again, thank you, Aaron, for playing. Congratulations. And also, if you have not yet checked out the gear, I'll bring it up on the screen again. We got some Tess Hornaday. We got some black shirts. We got tanks. We got tees. So we got the Tess Hornaday over at Swolenormous Apparel. And also we have the brand new, bam, just going to drop that right on top. We got the nuts on chin. So Tess Hornaday gear, NOC gear. This is all available now for a limited time. Oh, water break. Good. I worked out and then I fucking ate a steak. And I drank a lot of water, so it's just settling. I keep on chugging water, getting those water burps. Oh, God, it feels so good. So we got some TVMA NOC shirts. We got Tess Hornaday shirts and all the other awesome stuff over at swolenormousapparel.com. So if you don't know, now you know, biatch. And if you didn't catch the intro to today's video, King Darius has a brand new drop over there. So you can catch it on Apple Music, SoundCloud and stuff. It's called Rilla Mode. So perfect. And if you didn't catch it, go check out the intro because it's a fire track. So if you like yourself some King D, go get yourself some KD. Go get yourself. So reminder, tomorrow, Ask Papa Swole live. On Monday, we have a brand new Procast on Monday. So how many of you caught the Procast in Swole TV? How many of you caught episode 4? Episode 5 drops on Monday, and so does Nuts on Chin Unplugged, revamped, remastered, and resacked. So Nuts on Chin Unplugged launches Monday. I'm super stoked because this new series is going to be fun. It was so fun to do. I can't wait to do the next one. So make sure you go and check it out. If you didn't catch episode 4, so brand new Procast Monday. Episode 5, it's like 2+ hours, a great conversation, and also a brand new Nuts on Chin Unplugged. Swole TV is fucking going deep. Oh, and also the first 3 I did compress and upload. So the first 3 are going to be, I'm just going to need to put the thumbnails up there, but those are going to be available real soon. So if you didn't catch them on the Swolenormous channel, you'll see them in Swole TV. So those are uploaded, just need to add a couple things, and then those will be available there so you can catch them all in one place. And all the new and upcoming Procasts will be exclusive for Swole TV. Same with Nuts on Chin Unplugged, Daily Swole Priority Access, the Raw series, Swole Motion, and all these other things that are launching. Driving While Gaining Uncensored when that launches. So we got a bunch of things coming, just one thing at a time, but we'll talk more on Monday. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1464 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And I will see everyone tomorrow for 1465. Remember, it's on the Swolenormous channel, so make sure that you pay attention to your Swole text. Make sure you turn on your story notifications on Instagram. That way you get notified when I go live, and we'll do some Q&A, and maybe we won't have like 10-year-olds asking questions. Where are their parents? Where are their parents? Why are they watching Nuts on Chin? For shame. For shame. Do your homework. Go to bed. Go lift some weights or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, fam, peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. I'll see you for the Ask Papa Swole live tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Yeah, boy, Papa Swole. And Tess. Out. Love you, fam. Bye. Take care. Bye. Get out of here. Go. Outro. Outro. Go. Go. Go.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad.